Greta Thunberg is autistic. You knew that, of course, because rarely does a news report or social media comment about her fail to mention it. Why is it such an important point to make? Like thousands of other advocates, campaigners and ordinary autistic people just getting on with their lives, I wish nobody put any importance upon it at all. It doesn't matter whether you make the point because you admire her for her achievements despite her autism, or whether you use it to dismiss her points of view as those of a mentally disturbed child being used to further an agenda you disagree with. The very fact that it gets mentioned at all demonstrates the scale of the mountain autistic people must climb. Not every autistic person is like Greta. There is no doubt that many of us could never address the crowds she has, let alone endure a gruelling trip across the Atlantic in a yacht built for speed rather than comfort. Some of us also have co-occurring conditions which stand in our way, from epilepsy and intellectual disabilities to severe gastric problems and learning difficulties. But she has served as a great example of what autistic people can aspire to under the right conditions. She proves what a great contribution we can make despite the extra challenges life throws at us. I admire and respect Greta for her commitment to educating an unreceptive world about the biggest threat our species and planet faces. Whilst people worry about nuclear destruction or rogue asteroids ending our existence, we have a very real possibility of destroying our future without such dramatic events. Just carrying on as we are is likely to bring humanity's dominion over Earth to a premature end. Does her autism make me admire her any more than it would if she were not autistic? No, it doesn't. It makes me proud to see someone like myself achieve so much and be publicly open about her autism. I respect her willingness to not hide her nature and stand up to be counted as an autistic person. I'm also appalled and disgusted by the repeated attempts in the media and online to undermine her because of it. As an autistic person, I can understand why Greta is so committed to proving her point. I can appreciate her frustration at the idiocy of those who make hollow arguments against the simple, hard facts she is presenting to the rich and powerful. I can also understand why attempting to ridicule her for being autistic, pointing out mistakes she makes, making fun of her facial expressions and appearance and worse, only serves to deepen her determination to be heard. You can use social advantage to bully and dismiss an autistic person, but you cannot use such tactics to silence the truth we speak. I would consider Greta to be a fine example of humanity, no matter how her mind worked, how old she was, or where she came from. She has earned my admiration and respect in a way which few people in history ever have. The fact she is autistic has no bearing whatsoever in that respect. But it does make me proud to see an openly autistic person using their focus, their strength of will and their determination to make such a high-profile difference that touches the lives of us all. Why is it important that you keep mentioning Greta's autism? It isn't. It makes no difference to her message whether she is autistic or not. Every time you point it out, each time you make fun of her speech or her mannerisms, whenever you make accusations or implications about her being used by her parents or some nefarious agency, you make her stronger. You make your own arguments less credible, while the world learns just what autistic people can do when they're supported and allowed to thrive. Thank you, Greta, for what you continue to achieve. And thank you, viewer, for watching.